You ever get that feeling that you're just playing a part? Like you see exactly how the game works, you can spot the strings being pulled, but you just go along with it anyway. Well, today we're gonna dive deep into that modern struggle, the fight to find a real, genuine sense of self in a world that is screaming at us about who we should be. Okay, let's kick things off with this quote from the philosopher Peter Sloterdijk. And look, I know it sounds super complicated, but I promise you, this one idea is basically the master key. It unlocks the entire modern condition, and it's our starting point for figuring out why so many of us feel, well, the way we do. So what on earth is enlightened false consciousness? Simply put, it's knowing the system is rigged, knowing that ad is trying to manipulate you, knowing that beauty standard is totally impossible, and then just participating anyway. It's that feeling of being in on the joke, only to realize the joke is on you, and you still gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. So here's our game plan. First, we're gonna really understand this modern cynic. Then, we'll see how that cynicism gets exploited by manufactured ideas, especially around beauty. We'll feel the effects on our own internal battlefield, and then, and this is the important part, we're gonna build a toolkit to find a way out. We're talking self-knowledge, emotional walls, and finally, the courage to just be real. All right, first up, the mindset that kind of defines our times. See, we're all critics now, right? We're all skeptics. But what happens when that very skepticism, the thing that's supposed to make us smart, actually turns inward and just paralyzes us? And this is the paradox right here. Back in the day, the whole point of critiquing something was to unmask a hidden truth. But today, the truth isn't hidden. We all know how it works. And weirdly, that knowledge has made us immune. The critique doesn't set us free anymore. It just kind of becomes background noise while we keep on complying. So how does this cynical mindset get taken advantage of? Well, let's look at one of the most powerful examples out there, the social construction of beauty, or what some sociologists call aesthetic truth. Yeah, aesthetic truth sounds all academic, but the idea is actually pretty simple. What we think is beautiful, it's not natural, it's not timeless, it's manufactured. It's a product, designed and shaped by powerful economic and political forces, and it's meant to be sold to us. It's a system that ties our very self-worth to our ability to buy into it. And this just shows you how much the goalposts move. Seriously, in ancient Greece, beauty was literally a math problem. Then, in the Renaissance, it's all about these divine, rounded figures. Fast forward to the illustrated Gibson girl, the super controversial heroine chic of the 90s, and now today's nonstop Fitspiration ideal. It's always changing. And when you see it like this, it's so stark. On one side, you've got a Renaissance ideal of beauty. On the other, a modern model. The look could not be more different, right? But the underlying message, it's exactly the same. You are a project that needs to be perfected, and here's the blueprint you have to follow. The pressure itself never, ever changes. And believe me, this has a real, measurable cost. Just look at the research. A staggering 61% of women say these standards have a negative effect on self-esteem. So we can be enlightened all we want, we can know it's all constructed, but that knowledge doesn't stop the damage. Okay, so we've looked at all the pressure from the outside. Now let's turn inward and talk about what happens on the inside. This is the internal battlefield, and it's where the real fight for the self actually happens. Because all this constant noise creates this deep, nagging feeling that you're just not enough. A war starts raging inside us, a battle between the person we feel like we are and the person we're constantly being told we should be. And it forces you to ask this really scary question. Is this desire, this insecurity, is any of this identity even mine? Or is it just something I was sold? So what do? We can't just change the whole world overnight. But what we can change is our relationship with ourselves. And this is where we turn inward. This is where we start the practice of building what Spanish-speaking psychologists call amor propio, a real, genuine self-love that can only be built on a foundation of self-knowledge. And here is the absolute key. We get told all the time to just love yourself. But honestly, that's putting the cart before the horse. You can't love what you don't know. Real self-love, this amor propio, it doesn't start with chanting affirmations in the mirror. It starts with investigation. It starts with curiosity. Let's make this real for a second. Ask yourself, who are you? No, really, not your job title, not who you're dating. Who are you? What are your actual tastes if no one was watching or judging? What are your deepest fears? Not the ones society tells you to have, but the ones that are truly, uniquely yours. Let's keep going. What is your style, really? What are the specific situations that make you feel so alive you forget to even check your phone? Who are the people in your life who leave you feeling energized and full instead of totally drained? Look, these are not small questions. These are the actual building blocks of you. And that's really the heart of it. Amor propio is not a spa day. It's the hard, sometimes uncomfortable, but totally radical work of getting to know all the parts of yourself, the good, the bad, the weird, and then accepting all of it as you. It's a profound act of self-recognition. Okay, so once you start to get a handle on who you are, the next step is absolutely critical. You have to protect that self. And that means learning how to build healthy emotional boundaries, or as I like to think of them, emotional walls. You know, what's so important to understand is the difference between boundaries and just being defensive. They are not the same thing. A boundary is proactive. It's a healthy limit you set because you know yourself. Defensiveness, that's reactive. That's what happens when a boundary has already been stomped all over. One is a sign of strength. The other is really a sign of an injury. So how do we actually do it? Well, it's pretty much a 3-step process. First, self-awareness. That's the work we were just talking about, knowing your limits. Second, communication. You've got to express those needs clearly, calmly. And third, active listening, which means remembering that other people have boundaries too. It's a practice, not something you perfect overnight. And all of this brings us right back to where we started. We began with the problem of modern cynicism. We've built a toolkit of self-knowledge and boundaries. And now, let's talk about the ultimate mindset for actually thriving in this crazy world. The best antidote to modern cynicism might just be ancient kindnessism. And notice that's with a K. This isn't about being bitter or jaded. This is about living your truth in your body. Think of the philosopher Diogenes, who lived in a barrel. When Alexander the Great, the most powerful man in the world, came and asked what he could do for him, Diogenes just said, "Yeah, you can get out of my sunlight." It's this cheeky, brave, even funny way of living your truth that exposes how absurd all that inflated power really is. And that really brings us to the final, most important question. In a world, in an entire economy that literally profits from making you doubt yourself and then selling you the cure, what could possibly be more rebellious than refusing to be a customer? Maybe the most radical thing you can do is to simply and courageously know who you are.